Going back to the Brexit vote now, which seemed to catch everyone by surprise, but not so much for you guys.
Well, it caught us by surprise too, but for a different reason.
Okay, would you like to explain that? I mean, what did you guys observe, which I guess the party leaders failed to observe?
We were tracking the conversation more curiously and then decided kind of really late in the game, probably a week before the vote happened, to say let's just take this data, put it through our crowd technology and see what it says. And I think if I remember correctly, the vote was on the Thursday, and on the Monday we did that. And on the Monday it was 59-41 in favor of leave. And we looked at this and thought, flip, either we're going to be very embarrassed or we're going to be famous. Because we didn't know what to do with that, because it was totally counterintuitive. And the next day it was the same, slightly more subtle. It was 56, kind of 46, there 54, 46. So we decided, look, let's at least trust our data and put this out there. And in hindsight, it was a good move for us personally. But I think what it showed us and the world is, hang on, social media's kind of come of age. It's no longer this sort of junior cousin, that we should leave in the corner and just call when we want to do hashtag analysis. There's actually real useful intelligence in the kind of macro conversation if you can assimilate it and understand accurately what people are saying.
So, I mean, it sounds like political parties could really do well to put more emphasis on their sort of social media strategies going forward.
Yeah, I think it's both in the strategy, but I think they'd be remiss to see it as just a way to win votes. I think it's a way to understand why people feel the way that they do. So political parties doing it reactively in the run-up to an election it'll probably help them, and I'm not discounting that. I think more useful is to kind of have an ongoing, sort of always-on approach of let's listen to the people who put us in power, and social media is one of the ways in which you can just do that, kind of have a real-time dipstick into the various communities that you're overseeing to try and understand what's really affecting people, and are our efforts translating into change for them, which they kind of, we see a change in their attitude towards us.
And if the analytics are, if they consult you guys and the analytics are showing that they're losing support, then how do they sort of restructure their strategy? How do they change those? How do they change those trends?
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of our corporate clients, banks, we've got a great case study of one of the big banks in South Africa did exactly that. See people complaining about, like, we constantly in long queues in your branches, and so they went back, re-engineered the way in which they kind of outwork that part of their business, and then we can measure the change. Are people now happier with that? And so that kind of rapid feedback loop is true of political parties and brands. And so it's for anyone really. So if you can get quick feedback from somebody who is impacted by your decisions, that's good for everyone.
Interesting. All right, JP, thank you very much for your insight today.
Cool. Thanks, Nick.